What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 52 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Thorgrim Grudgebearer Old World campaign. So as we saw last time, the Umgi of Chaos grudge has been struck out with the capture of all of the Greyling Moot, well actually the trading of the Greyling Moot, but the capture of all of the Monolith of Bjorkil. Those were the last objectives. In Norska, it's a bit weird that we have a red territory and a yellow territory outside of the mountains in particular to have to hold, but, hopefully we can just trade them to our allies and not have to actually continue to hold on to them. In fact, we'll find out right now, because Greyling Moot we can try to immediately give back to the lizards. Actually, that's a question. You know what, maybe we'll wait a turn, because if we give it back to them, the garrison will disappear. Oh, I guess the garrison isn't there anyway. But Village would have to declare war on us in order to try to take it. Whereas if we give it back to them, he'll be able to attack this without the garrison? I don't know, I'm not sure. We'll, I guess, test it next turn. We could give them the Storm Raven's Roost, though. Just to start it off. Maybe. You know what, we'll just deal with it next turn, whatever. All good. I suppose what we could do, though, is after we move everybody around here, what we could do is transfer some of the territories back to the Empire. So there's a good reason to do that, I think. Anyway, Followers Skolson. I guess all of you guys here. All right, you're gonna start traveling. You got places to be. A Reclaimer Hammerfist, you... Oh, wow, what the heck? Okay, you're gonna go far, my friend. Let's set you sail. And then I guess you can set sail as well. And Mr. Reclaimer Silverhorn, you're all gonna suffer a little bit of sea attrition, but it's just the name of the game sometimes. A Reclaimer Stoutpeak, you, I think, maybe can start marching back towards the guarding out the Lauren. We'll make you into a wood guard, while others will be made into coast guards and not have to, you know, sit there anymore. Or will have to sit there rather than have to be moved. Bugman, your caravan has traveled the breadth of the Empire, but there's always more beer deliveries to be made, so let's get you delivering. And Reclaimer Get Gold, I guess you're kind of in the same position. You can go here. And there may be more things that need to be reclaimed elsewhere. Go figure. Alright, claimed or reclaimed. We have stopped, you know, identifying any difference between the two. Anyway, let's see what we got here. King Azrael, you know... We got one turn. I think for maybe the one turn, what we could do is this. We can jump you down here beside Iron Fist Camp. We can use the rear guard half hand to take it. It's probably... Well, it actually is defended, but yeah, and then we could just jump back to Silver Pinnacle if the jerks spawn. So, we will declare war on you. Don't bother calling allies to help. We'll be just fine, I think. Gotta get to wiping these guys out, because they're the last thing that threatens the crater around Jarna Grund. Redbeard, you cannot reach this place. Well, darn. Alright, fine, then go further. Go here. Okay. Auto-resolve this. It'll damage the frostworms, but that's okay. They're not so badly damaged that it's a concern. And, okay, I didn't quick save. The first one is always the most worrisome one, but alright. Alright, you're gonna grab Fort Neck Snapper and then maybe Ironclad Skull's Hold, though it is decently well defended. We'll see if the game lets you deal with that. Oh, we got a little bit of an army here. Watch them try to go for the Veil of Bones, which is very much not defended here. It's the only territory here that doesn't have a guard hall because I built something else. Well, in theory, we won't need it. In practice, so I guess we're about to find out. Anyway, let's move everybody else around while we're at it here. Thick Proudbeard. Now, you can't go after Grognok Ironback, but I guess you can take Drekendal and see if he attacks you next turn. On resolve. No damage of significance. And we'll see what he does. Alrighty, and actually we don't care about deleting this because we'll be gifting this to our allies, I guess, next turn, to these guys, to the Chattel of Jar. I like the little enclaves of the western provinces and the Chattel of Jar that we have here, because this way I kind of still go with the, you know, me not having taken all of the Dark Lands. Darklands. Is this not all of the Darklands? I won't go into the Darklands. Oh, I'm an idiot. Anyway, let's just occupy the place. Anyway, the Doomkadrak forces were defeated last episode, and, you know, a pretty fantastic battle, if I do say so myself. We'll delete this, but we won't build the other things because we may... Oh, no, we won't be able to upgrade Falls of Doom to tier 5 anyway, so you might as well just upgrade everything you can. Alright, keep on going. Basically, what I would like to do is, since we've linked up now, these mountains are finally linked. Since we didn't go this way via Carrick Doom, we couldn't link them via these mountains, especially since the... these guys would have stopped it. I want to make sure that we capture the Falls of Doom because there's a canal, an underground canal here that goes through like this all the way to Zorno's Cool, and then therefore these parts of our territory will be connected, and we're free to give these territories to the Chattel of to the Road of the Dawn. Okay, I keep forgetting the names of the little minor Kislevite factions, but there's a lot of them in my defense. Anyway, you, Alaric. You could go all the way down to Karak Gulg because Akarak can't reach you here. You could also besiege Akarak. Monolith of Akarak. Huh. Akarak is sitting in Monolith of Akarak? Huh. I wonder if that's a coincidence or if he's, you know, supposed to be sitting here. It's kind of interesting. And Pyrrhic Victory. I mean, it is Pyrrhic at the same time. Kind of meh. I mean, the only major threat here, really, that would actually reach our melee line would be the 2 aspiring champions. Yeah, this is too basic. No. Too basic. Occupy. I think, well, okay, we'll see. Anyway, collect income, we'll have to build this up and hopefully maybe trade it off. We still have a lot of territory up here that we really don't want to hold or deal with whatsoever, so yeah. Anyway, did I miss somebody? I don't think I did. Alright, keep on going. Thorek, you're waiting until I figure out what else we want to do this turn, so keep on waiting, bud. Reclaimer Grimson, you were here to take Stormvrak Mount. Just occupied. I guess I should have had a follower with you. But how was I to know? Anyway, upgrade whatever Carrick Doom, and then Malika, you can... Well, we'll see. Probably not reach Carrick Gulg that quickly, but the Heralds of the Tempest are pretty much done. Lovely. Lovely. Even the forces of chaos are now starting to dwindle under dwarf hegemony. You know, I wonder what a world like this would look like. You know what I mean? Like a world that's completely dominated by the dwarfs in this manner. Would the Dwarfen Empire break apart? Would it fall to indolence like the High Elves did, or would they be more resistant to it? I suppose time makes fools of us all, even the dwarfs, and eventually some things would probably happen. But still, I do have to wonder if it would be a much more ordered world with the dwarfs sort of ruling, rather than the elves or the just absolute chaos that everything is in the current timeline. Anyway, you. Morgastringer, Iron Slayers, I was thinking we should send you to Athelorn, but at the same time we kind of don't have enough armies out here because there's a lot of territory, so you could briefly go there and then go back, maybe. Let's try that. See how far you can travel while you're at it. You can always start moving back if you're, if you need to. Alrighty, anybody else? Once again, the interns should now be starting to speed up, so we shouldn't be having too much trouble with them. Reclaimer Burdrick. Wait. Which reclaim? Oh, you're this one. Yes. Alright, so you're gonna move down to Fort Dorjny Fort. Really, your only purpose was to help these guys, and frankly, it's basically done. Which is kind of funny. Just as you got here. But that's fine. Anyway, Bernoth Baruch, you are ambushing in the hopes that Rakarth will attempt to attack you. He does have a decent army, and I'm interested to see whether he attacks you. Mourngard Stonebeard, you're a Mourngard, don't need to move anymore. Story Azrael, you... Oh, compare him. Yeah. And I forgot this. Oh, the damage is fairly severe, but we've already defeated effectively this plus another stack in the battle against the Skaven at Azwara. So we know we'd win by a pretty big margin. Does that mean this is not worth fighting? I think it means it's not worth fighting. It's essentially the exact same battle twice, but with one less army. Let's upgrade this, though. We will definitely be trading this, and I know exactly to who. Let's start building... Wait, actually, I just want to see. Vizaya, how much is this worth? We need to trade this for Marat up here, because it's going to bother me that these guys hold this territory. Laret, rather, not Marat. That's a different location. Vizaya and Laret. Yes, they'll trade it. Alright, we'll do it next turn after we heal up a little bit. I guess we could just give them a little bit in the way of another building. This is going to take 1 turn, 3 turns. Not just build the sparring chamber. It doesn't really matter what they have. Alright, Story Azrael, you have moved. Now, who still needs to move before we can end the turn and potentially get attacked by a lot of enemies? Bernath Barak. Right, ambushing. Forgot. Morn guards no longer need to move. Follower skulls and... Oh, right. And you could... Oh, right, you're supposed to bring that frickin' unhinged runesmith to the Slayers. It still amuses me greatly. But apparently... Alright, fine. What do we have at the Monolith of Jorundir? Basically nothing. So Follower, we'll have you take this while Oldest Helheim moves through it towards Ulrich's throat to try to retake it and help out our little Islevite or Imperial Cult of Ulrich friends here. Alright. And yeah, the Wood Elves are certainly holding territory, eh? How much is this worth? 59. Oh, wow, that's worth more than I thought. Go figure. I wonder if this is the only forest in this particular area. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. I wonder if these guys would take coastline for non-coastline, because coastline is actually useful to Wood Elves, unlike most other territories, with their garbage outposts. Anyway, that's just elves for you. Oldest Helheim, go this way. You're gonna have to go back up north to deal with these guys after. And I would like to actually take that, but yeah, let's go auto-resolve this. Oh, actually, did I just screw up Occupy? Let me just see here. Enemy killed in battle, yada yada yada, Brewmaster, blah 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 blah, items that we no longer require. Yeah, we could send another army up here, although One-Eyed Airlock has a pretty meh army here, and the defenders at Ulrich's Throat are kind of meh as well. I was gonna say maybe send Ungrim here, but maybe we'll send him to try to hunt down Rakarth. He probably has a pretty solid stack by now and might be worthy of a fight, eh? Well, we'll see. Anyway, for now, that was Oldest Helheim, who I believe is close to the middle of the pack here. Yeah, fairly far, yes. Alright. Bernath Barak. Mornguard doesn't need to move. There was Oldest. Alright, Reclaimer Gundrickson. You're still traveling. Keep on traveling, bud. Not fast enough, but what can you do? Fairy Hergar Ironwell, you finally reached your place. Yeah, just now need to deliver those Quarrelers. Alright, what else do we have? Ulfar Dammon. You, who did a good job knocking down Zatan, will continue on this way. And then to help with these guys, and then eventually be turned into a Mornguard or a Jarguard here in the crater of Jarnagrund. I don't think anybody will ever attack us here, but it's just another army that will inevitably, eventually, shortly stop moving. Reclaimer Redbeard, go to the Fort Dorjny Vort. And we got a couple more things to reclaim here, and then... I guess we can still send these 2 Reclaimers north to help out with the little garbage chaos territories, but the southward ones can, you know, stop... Oh, you don't have bloody Siege Attacker. Okay. Damn you, Siege Attacker. Okay, well, whatever. I guess we'll just have to deal with it. Who was next? That was Reclaimer Redbeard. Okay, not Fairy Hergar Ironwill. We should be right at the end of the list now. Follower. Which follower is this? Is this, and why are you not moving? You should be with probably Thorgrim, eh? Alright, go southward. Go follow Thorgrim. Except for a little bit of damage. Don't care. Alright, and... Oh, really? Just for a follower? Good luck finding him down there. Oh, there we go. Reclaimers, Skolson. Alright, the aerial forces. Alright, so you guys need to travel this way. We have some orcs still left in the hills, and we will need to make sure that they are no longer in those hills. Fortunately, we have 3 effectively aerial armies moving in. You move towards depleted mine, please. Okay, as soon as this guy stops moving. And then, oh, the Deventers are here. Okay. Oh, wow, they got a giant. I doubt that they'll attack us, but just in case they do, this isn't much of an army, admittedly. Let's venerate, I guess, Morgrim ammunition for... Oh, it doesn't... It gives ammunition to artillery units, but doesn't for anybody else? Wow. But I guess the melee defense is useless for the aerial units, so... Yes, this, whatever. Kind of makes sense anyway. We will obviously do Spyglass, and then we just need Tradition and Innovations, really the only things that this army needs. And since there's not going to be anything else in these armies, they're just patrol armies. I guess we can get Warmatic. You could get Stand Your Ground in case you personally might get attacked. It's a possibility. It's unlikely, but it's a possibility, I guess. I guess Bugman's Rangers might, in theory, would possibly work with this, or even some artillery pieces. You know, go for Tactician. A rally, and then into Dowie Firepower for the Flyers. Alright, good enough, good enough.
Yes.
You will never be moved again in only 2 turns, so we don't really... yeah. Alright, Woodguard Skolson doesn't need to move. Your Woodguard, and get ready to knock down Durthu, because his army is pathetic. Follower, and okay, you're just a Chaos... you guys are just Dechaosifiers, and I'd name them Dechaosifiers, but I'm too lazy. Recruiter Granite, Reclaimer Granite Hand. You're not a recruiter. Probably no purpose in going here. All right, we do still have a purpose for you, however. Reclaimer Granite Hand, go south. Let's see what's going on down there. Since the Elgi are done, and will be completely wiped out. Well, at least out of everywhere that isn't Albion. Over on the next turn, a Reclaimer is good, and... okay, I can click the Woodguard again. Follower, Reclaimer, Whitebeard. Okay, there we go. Somebody who actually still needs to move, potentially. You are where? Ah, you're going up here. Yeah, fair enough. Go... really? You can't jump here? Really? Huh.
Stop that.
It's surprising. Okay, fine.
On my way.
As long as you're across the water, I suppose. Doesn't matter over much. You might not even be needed up there, and there we go, we've reached the end of the list. Now, we're still besieging Tamurkhan, and you know what, let's give him a chance. I was going to auto-resolve this, or potentially think about, since we've already fought him with this in a one-on-one. On the other hand, maybe it's time for Thorek to pay him back. You know what, maybe let's fight it, screw it. Wait, is this isn't a minor summon battle, is it? It's a field battle? Yes, it looks like a field battle. Yeah, let's have Thorek pay him back. Last time we struggled a little bit against Tamurkhan's forces, giving us one of the best battles in the campaign, if not the best one. Let's see if Thorek can turn the tables and make Tamurkhan struggle way more. Go.
Brothers, and give no quarter. To arms, fellow Dowie! Let's claim one more victory for the old ways.
All right. Victory for the old ways, Thorek. Just, sit down, Grandpa. Anyway, here we go. Looks like the battle will start off against Tamurkhan with him summoning his units of Plague Bearers on top of our pretty much all-ranged army. However, with the Rune of Oath and Steel, the units of Quarler should be just strong enough to hold the enemy back, and especially with Thorek moving in to help out. They're going to be obliterated rather quickly. We do have to be very wary, however, of the Pandemicium ability that the enemy likes to drop upon us. It will not destroy the units of Plague Bearers, of Quarlers, as they do manage to move away. The Everguard do get hit by it, but with the Master Rune of Oath and Steel had 235 armor and 100% spell resistance, so they barely took any damage, which is pretty impressive because Pandemicium is a ridiculous ability that typically obliterates whatever it hits. As I've compared it before, it's essentially a equivalent to a Skaven nuke. Anyway, we start the battle off, or continue the battle, by knocking those Furies out of the sky. Can't have them tying up any of those Quarlers, and though all the armor-piercing bonuses that Thorek gives them, powering up the Quarlers pretty darn considerably. They're a little bit wasted on the Furies. Does mean that they can keep firing. Tamurkhan is slowly advancing while we start bringing down the first vanguard of his army. Forsaken of Nurgle will fall. and the Marauders of various kinds will fall next. In the meantime, it's time to start targeting a few of those enemies with our Grudge Throwers, and we should definitely pick our targets. We do have to be careful, as over on the right flank, the enemy are massing a unit of Hounds of Decay, never to be underestimated, Chaos Chariots, Nurgle, Skinwolves, and a unit of Rotflies as well. Certainly plenty of units to tie us up. Tamurkhan, as you may have noticed, is also damaged, having lost about 20% of his HP at this point, to, once again, our Sniper, our Goblobber Grudge Thrower. Once again, I found it so weird that through the course of the campaign we've been able to use a Grudge Thrower to snipe so effectively, but it just works. Surprisingly, it just works, and I've been very happy with its performance. In the meantime, it looks like the enemy flankers have arrived over on the right side, and it looks like we're going to start taking damage there, and it looks like even more units are charging us in the front. The enemies are also massing over on the right flank, and these guys are turning kind of oddly to do that. I don't remember them doing that. Slightly concerning. Might have a bit of a desync here, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's a desync, because I noticed that the lightning is not hitting what it's supposed to. Tamurkhan is also still alive, and he definitely should not be, so yeah. There's that instability. Still doesn't seem to happen with every battle, and in fact we had several episodes in a row where we didn't get a single desync. Wonder why it's happening in this one. It might be something to something specific to a Nurglite ability, because if you recall, I don't know, it's like 4 episodes ago now, when Thorgrim fought Kugath, we also got a desync against him, so I'm thinking that, yeah, it has something to do with Nurgle. Still, the enemy charges our lines somewhat as expected, but when I played it, they took a lot more damage than they've taken here. Mostly because Tamurkhan had died, but ultimately, there isn't too much of a difference. Just the difference of their dregs reaching our line versus something a little bit more, and then merely their dregs. The balance of power remains at 90% in our favor either way. Does look like some of these Skinwolves and Chariots have made it to our back line as well, and we have moved our Quarrelers into melee, and they're moving as they should to protect the Grudge Throwers and allow them to keep throwing dem stones. Otherwise, it looks like most of the enemy army is now on the retreat. Tamurkhan's down to about 20% of his HP. Our Sniper and Grudge Thrower has switched to those Plague Ogres, which are booking it on out of there, and it looks like the battle is very nearly ours. Still have to clear out the Beasts of Nurgle and the last of Tamurkhan's Marauders here. I think there is something of a Chosen unit in here somewhere as well. And out here, it looks like our Thane is surrounded by Chosen with great weapons and Skinwolves, but holding all of them off at the same time. Pretty impressive, I gotta say. That's a lot of scary beasties and roided out chaos boys to be hitting you with, but the Thane has 134 melee defense. Anyway, there we go. With that, the battle will end. Unfortunately, a little bit earlier than we got to see Tamurkhan fall, but that's just the nature of the occasional desync. Well, we won't have too many more fights against Nurgle, so I don't think we'll be encountering too many more of these anyway, of the desyncs, so not a huge deal, I hope. Alright, there we go. No problem at all. A mere 6 losses, if there were any doubts as to whether Thorg could easily handle Tamurkhan in a proper deployment. I suppose a pretty good showcase of how big of a difference the deployment made last time, as we were forced with Thorek's army to come in as a reinforcement on the other side of the map, and it was not so great there. No time to set up the artillery or get proper formations down, etc., 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 and Tamurkhan was able to take advantage of it. Plus, he had a, Demon Prince in support with a great Chaos Dragon and other stuff, but there we go, Thorek. Nice job. Tamurkhan is out. I don't think his faction is destroyed, but that's, well, actually, as we've seen before, plus 25% unit mass. I'd have loved to have had that on... wow, he now has more mass than he has more mass than Mr. Thorgrim does. Huh. Go figure. Maybe we'll have to give Thorgrim the Alaric the Mad Armor after all, just for the last fights. I'm gonna have to think about that one, but anyway, yes, we can build this, we have the technology, we can also build it up and then transfer it to one of these guys so that we don't have to deal with it. Anyway, yeah, as we saw with Tamurkhan, oh wow, he has 13 settlements, damn. He can basically cheat the system and just build as much of whatever elite says he can. He doesn't actually work like the Nurglites do for the player, so, well, that's it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Anyway, we are ready to end the turn, so skip outposts, skip outpost buildings, commandments. Okay, don't skip that. We will definitely want to get... we don't have plagues here, I guess, so empower the guilds. And now we can end the turn. I think we've got at least one potential siege going, unless I'm mistaken, but let's find out. We are traveling to right all the other wrongs. End turn. So unfortunately the ambush did fail, but Rakarth still decides to attack Bernath Baruch and his machinery army. No steam tanks because they're impossible to build apparently, well, we're just going to have to deal with that. That's a lot of big old monsters here, so our cannons are going to have to work overtime. Probably going to be a decent bit of work for the goblin hewers as well. Just lots and lots of single entities. The flyers in particular are going to be difficult to hit. We've also got stock and... yeah, stock on the Feral Ice Bears, stock on the Giant Wolves, and Vanguard deployment as well. Stock on the Saber Tusks. Stock on the... Wait. I don't know that. Rakarth gives the entire army stock. Well, that's not good. That's really not good. Okay, we are going to have to use the gyrocopters as spotters for this. It's going to definitely be needed. Does the entire army get Vanguard deployment? No, just stock, but still definitely a concern. Rakarth himself doesn't have it, though, interestingly, and his base troops don't. But all his monsters do. A stalking Hydra. Interesting. With all that stomping around and same with the Feral Stag, it's kind of an interesting concept. Anyway, I won't forget to quick save this time, and we will fight the fight. This is Rakarth's main stack and highly veteraned up. In fact, more so than we are. Go. Oh, I certainly hope so. This one should be pretty darn interesting. I mean, this could absolutely go either way, and it's definitely going to be dangerous. Rakarth's pile of monsters against our pile of artillery pieces, and at that, artillery pieces that have very little to no melee, well, actually, we have no melee protection whatsoever. No line troops, essentially, to deal with this. Now, we do start by moving our master engineers forward. They are acting as scouts here so that we can spot the enemy, or as many of the enemy as we possibly can, for our artillery pieces, so that they can actually fire. That, once again, that stock is pretty darn dangerous to this army type in particular. One of the engineers is also serving the purpose of slowing Rakarth down by applying that frostbite to him, and while 16 move speed is still pretty solid, it is a lot less than it could be. He's also starting to move into range of a unit of goblin hewers, which, in combination with the slow, should be pretty darn dangerous if they can get a volley of. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. He's going to stop in his tracks to get the Black Dragon breath off, and Brachus does breathe on the Goblin Hewers, but does also get brought down for his trouble. Lovely. All right, well, that worked out reasonably well. It looks like our other artillery, our backline artillery, are starting to fire as well. The flame cannons have joined the rocket batteries, trying to get those Goblin Hewers to hew apart the enemy monsters. Feral Carnosaur, a major target, and over on the left flank, we've got Feral Bears and the Saber Tusk pack moving in. Oh, and in the center, even more Feral Bears. Looks like the Carnosaur will drop under fire from axes and from flames. The Feral Bears will manage to charge on in towards our Goblin Hewers, but, well, all they've really done is close the distance with some Slayers, who are anti-large in melee, with a 30 bonus versus large, and a pretty considerable one at that. Enemy Feral Wyvern trying to float around and move towards us, but has a mere 20 or 10 speed due to a combination of suppression, frostbite, and maim. Suppression from the Lord and maim from the Goblin Hewers, axes flying every which way, and bring it down in a glorious crossfire. Still a few of the enemy monstrous units making their way towards us, a couple of Feral Stegs and that Feral Hydra, or War Hydra rather. but they're not looking too great either. The flame cannon's volleys mimics the fire breath of the Hydra itself and brings the Hydra down in a burst of irony. And with that, the battle is ours and the enemy is cleared out. Notice there was no desync whatsoever in this particular battle, and yeah, I'm starting to think it is a Nurglite issue. Something in the patch might have changed the some stat or something for Nurgle or some trait, and it modifies it enough to cause minor desyncs. Still haven't encountered any major desyncs in this campaign, not even a single one, as compared to the Skulltaker campaign or Elspeth campaign, where, at least with certain armies, they kept running into desyncs. All good. All right, there we go. I honestly find it kind of hilarious that this army kept having the cannons, specifically the cannons, out of all of our artillery damaged in auto-resolves, and that was the unit that got damaged here. Yeah, that amuses me tremendously. And, well, damaged they were, but they did survive at the end of the day. I suppose that even though, like, it's a close victory. It doesn't look like a close victory, but minor sort of differences in what happened, as in the terrain, in the deployments, etc., could have spelt disaster for the for this particular army. Without things like the steam tanks that we originally wanted, or even land ships, I'll take anything, but you can't build any of them. But anyway, without any of those, we have no anchors for our lines. So all we can do is hope that the engineers and the goblin heroes can do it, but it feels like there isn't enough of them if we actually get charged, and the engineers obviously have the dual purpose of mincing infantry and buffing the artillery, but only when they're very close to them, so they can't quite act as a melee line. But nonetheless, we did survive, we did manage to pull it off. Rakarth got knocked out of the sky, not before he'd get one dragon's breath off, even while being staggered by all the artillery. I don't think I could ever manage that, but anyway, all good, his army is destroyed. Alright, there we go. Reclaimer held arrow. Alright, well, let's go through the million traits. Rakarth defeated, bonus versus large. -5 enemy leadership for monstrous units could actually help the artillery army, or the machinist army. Bernath Barak, damage foil, dragon something. Settlement receives plague. They plagues just keep on coming. And we're back in our territory with the plagues. They have spread from here all the way up here. We're just gonna have to let them run their course, but the control -5 is somewhat irritating, but we should be able to deal with it. Anyway, enemy killed in battle, enemy killed in battle, enemy killed in battle. Another magnificent armor, Borik Beetlebrow. This guy had like 1,000,000 armors. Gyrocopters already. He just had a hold. The walls of the entire hold were lined with armors just for him. Nobody else. All for Borik Beetlebrow. Muster the Throng, Rune Lord ready, and there we go. The Silver Pinnacle. Looks like, unfortunately, the giant pile of undead did not spawn, but, well, what can you do? What can you do? Like I said last episode, if you want to view that specific craziness, you can see it in my Malachi campaign, where King Azrael got his legendary status by fighting it all off, just barely, with a very similar army to this. And keep in mind that in vanilla, the Froststorms are much weaker than they are in SFO, so yeah, it was pretty interesting. Anyway, be it written that the Council of Kings bore witness to this grudge declared posthumously on behalf of the deceased king, Bori Silverfoot of Karaz Bryn, against Neferata and her Uskul thralls. The former citadel at the Umgi named Silver Pinnacle was once a great stronghold, taken in a single attack by the Queen of Evil and her loathsome forces. King Bori and many Dawi perished that night, and their deaths can only be avenged by returning the citadel to Dawi hands and sealing away Neferata's evil once and for all. Lovely. Unlock the landmark building upgrade in the Silver Pinnacle, one turn, and we get the reclaimed hold, making us immune to vampiric corruption. Not that that matters, but good. Lovely. That's another legendary grudge crossed out. And then there were 6. Okay. I guess it was a good move to move King Azrael after all. Now, oh wow, we have 99,000 oath gold. Not bad. Thick Proudbeard, you should be trying to catch Mr. Grognok Ironback. If you can wipe his main stack out, that would be just great. I still want to transfer Gorl Grizz, but maybe you can move back to grab it. Hey, he's gonna fight with a pathetic army. No. Maybe we'll try to move this army to his capital settlement, where we might get them a fight, or otherwise move them north. I would like to see those Ice Guard in action if possible. You, march stance, go here. You, deliver the Ice Guard and then delete yourself. Oh, actually, no, you know what? Don't delete yourself. We'll use you to capture Goral Grizz and then maintain the movement for Thick Browbeard. Like so, and like so. Lovely. All 4 of the Ice Guard. Took a long time to get them. The allegiance costs are so insanely inflated. It's genuinely kind of insane. And what is this? It's a it's a caravan. Okay. Yeah, I got slightly concerned there. I assume Grimly... Oh, you can reach the Falls of Doom. I was gonna send you southward to deal with this, but perhaps unnecessary. You go to the Falls of Doom then. Like so. And while you are heavily damaged due to, you know, my auto-resolving shenanigans, you can besiege, and then Elmador Red Axe can simply move in to reinforce. Like so. And frankly, Grimly could do that with non-resolve himself by the looks of it. But anyway, you can go like this, and then you can go like that, and then you can go like this, and you can go like that. Lovely. Still an unnecessary amount of damage, but hardly matters. Falls of Doom is destroyed now, and I forget, we're keeping Zorn Doom. We're keeping Zorn Doom. We're not keeping this part, the snowy and temperate part. It's gross. Nobody likes it. Anyway, you can be an upgrade, and then you can be, I don't know why I'm building right now, but it's too late. I'm doing it. It's too late. All right, there we go. Oh, you should actually have the ivory or tusks or whatever this is. Tusks. And you should also go into High King's Tribute, and you should actually collect income since we're keeping the place. Lovely. And then there was one in terms of the slaves of the Black Dwarf Chaos Dwarf faction, and then there was one in terms of the River Dolgan as well. In fact, speaking of the River Dolgan, goodbye. Yeah, not worth fighting. Like so. And occupy. Alright, and then I guess we will do some trading of this stuff next turn. I gotta figure out who, well, which territory goes to whom and all that sort of stuff. Oh, Reclaimer Burdrick. You know what? We'll have you... I assume you can't march down there? You can't. No, you can't, damn. Alright, fine. I think we'll just use you to do this then. Like so, and then grab the Black Skull Mountain and destroy these guys. Black Skull Mountain we will actually give up to the, to our friends here. And just build some stuff up. If anything can be constructed in one turn, then that's good. Not that the Kislevites have a lot of threats here. But you never know, they might get into it with the ogres, or the ogres might try to attack them. We have set it up so that the ogres are stuck in an endless war against the Slaaneshi here, and the Slaaneshi can't escape because they're surrounded by enemies, and I like that. Once again, similarly, we've set it up so hopefully the Cathans will be in an endless war against all the demons coming out of the realm of Khorne up there. Looking pretty good, if I do say so myself. Anyway, let's start from the top, shall we? Oh, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to... Okay, I see that you've moved here. You'd still be able to reach it if we gave it to them. Maybe we should go down there to help them out before we transfer that back. You know, we could transfer them. The rest of the Imperial territories. The Forest of Shadows has at last been dechaosified, so Rosefells and Furlongen. Furlongen, enjoy. And Rosefells, enjoy as well. You know what? While you're at it, join. I got forgot the Shadow Legion. Oh, that was the main one that I wanted. Alright, join. There you go, Empire. Frankly, I should have done that with all the factions when we were, like, I didn't do it with Nuln, unfortunately, and we don't have any other territory to give them, so it would be ideal if everybody was fighting the same factions. Yeah. I could at least have them declare war on the Warhost of the Apocalypse and the Shadow Legion, maybe? 2.4. Bear with me a sec. Maybe not the Knights of Kalador, they'll probably say no to that. Alright, 4.9, still good. I think we can go up to minus 14. Bear with me here. Alright, there we go. Yeah, alright, that worked out. And then we just give them money for it. And that's an easy way to give them money to continue developing their territory. Oh, wow, they're stronger than Reichland? How's that? What? But they never got the... There is a new hegemon, but the Reichlanders did. But why? Okay, well, either way. Let's move everybody, and then we'll transfer a little bit more in the way of territory. Destan, Coldeye. Oh, right, these guys. You... I would like you to go as far down the coast as you can. Let's see if you get attacked suddenly by Rakarth. I assume he's here. Yep, there we go. Oh, in fact, you can maybe make landfall here. Might not be a bad idea either. Maybe I shouldn't have kept you in march stance for this. You know what? Go right beside each other. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You're still gonna suffer attrition? Come on, Reclaimers. Hopefully we'll save Rakarth himself for the enemy. Anyway, Oldest Helheim. What was this again? Alright, there's barely a garrison and the army is kind of trash, so I think you can just take it. In fact, we can use Mr. Follower to do it for us. He's been racking up the items over the course of the campaign. Yeah, alright, so we'll declare war on you. You are currently allied with Rakarth. Alright, Cult of Ulrich, we will join your war against the Scourgeborn. Like so. Oh, right, the Scourgeborn were the ones that, you know, denied joining their ally when we attacked them. Well... Now the irony is real, because Rakarth ain't helping him. Or not Rakarth, Lokir Felhard. We fought Rakarth, so I had him on my mind, and now, yeah, that's why. Anyway. That's what I'm blaming for it, anyway. Yeah, you're gonna take this in a second. I just want to see... we could actually make one of the Reclaimers go up here, which would allow Oldest to start moving towards Hellspire Camp. Might be the better option considering the number of armies we have down here. You know what, I like that. Go here. We'll use Reclaimer Stronghold, because he's the weaker one. Oh, but will his force be... Okay, yeah, this is garbage. Yeah, you're gonna jump up here then. And I assume that this is possible now? Yep, heroic victory. I mean, it's a pile of dogs. They're not going to deal, or not going to work well against our pile of miners here. Alrighty, there we go. And I might delete you next turn, or possibly shortly. We'll just see. You, let's see, Floating Village has no defenses. Thingrim, I would like you to take that while Reclaimer Berdrick moves in to reinforce, and then Reclaimer Berdrick can go grab Strovengard. And this is all going to the, going to our allies anyway. You go here, you take this, I'll resolve. That hurts some of our Slayer Pirates, but that's something we've gotten used to, admittedly. Alrighty, and you always hurt the ones you love, and I do love the Slayer Pirates, and alrighty, unfortunately it looks like Reclaimer Berdrick can't reach this. Alright, so you can move to Packeyes Bay next. I'm going to just ignore the items. Ungrim and Reclaimer, whatever. Ungrim, you are searching for Mr. Lokir Felhart, so keep on searching. And once you found him and hopefully defeated him, you're going to Hargeneth. Together with the Errantry Army Slayers. I'll resolve. Occupy. Oh, lovely. Not bad, not bad. And I guess Oldest then, yes, you are going all the way up here to grab Hellspire Camp. And then maybe out of Hellspire Camp, what we can actually do is jump over and then hit the Puppets of Misrule so that they don't wipe out this territory once we give it to their little lizard friends. I think that's probably the way to do it. Okay, you guys stay where you are. I think everybody here has now moved. Minus Thugni of Zorn, who is still looking to follow everybody around, so you can... Oh! I just realized an issue. Are you able to sail out and kill Thingrim? I guess we're gonna find out. If he is, he is. Not much we can do about it. You go here. It's a possibility. I can't quite tell. Some the way that the sort of movement stance in the sea works kind of weirdly, so it's, yeah. Anyway, you guys are all sailing. Dastan Coldeye, as I recall, has a pretty good army, but I'm not going to go out of my way to, you know, wipe them out. Hagenbor Ironpick, you are going to Albion. By the fastest path you can. If you can meet Mr. Bellicor in the sea with your knights, I wouldn't mind that either. You can follow along as well. Well, ignore... Oh, you know who could fight Dastan? Bugman can fight Dastan, because he's got a good army. Bugman's got a nice little force, and last time he had a little bit of trouble against some of the Dark Elves. Yes, I like it. I like it a lot. Follower Skolson. He's never gonna deliver that thing, guys. I'm sorry. It's just not gonna happen. Let's see what else we got. A Reclaimer Gottry Holdfast. Alright, so you are... See location of interest, I don't care. You are headed southward in order to become a Wood Guard as soon as you actually reach the appropriate position. Like so. And then Reclaimer Granite Hand, you're kind of in the same position. I would like you to go here. And one more move. And then you can stop moving. And Reclaimer Helldower, you're in the same position, so go down here. Yeah, demon something. How's the... Oh, you've been dechaosified, meaning follower. You are no longer required. Alright, good. And do we need to still build this up? The Imperials could probably build it faster, especially now that it's been dechaosified. It's a word. Elf Town could use a little bit more dechaosification, though. That's elves for you. What do you expect, guys? Thorgrim Grudgebearer. You guys. Now, you're supposed to go meet Manny, who is down here. Well, you are in range of Scythian's Oasis. But I would prefer you go down to Manny, as you might actually get a fight out of it. So, in that light, you will march. Or you will fly. You will dig. Whatever. Diggy hole. Anyway, you can go down here as well. Oh! There are rats here. Okay, don't go down there then. Go this way. Lovely. You guys, there should be armies here, and where did I send Belagar again? Oh, to the Swamp of Terror. Alright, Herrick Grundadrek, I would like you to besiege or destroy the Swamp of Terror. I have a feeling we're going to have to abandon these territories, but whatever. Alright, like so, and I think there's nothing here, unless I'm mistaken, as in, yeah, there's no stack. It is a high tier, but yeah, no dice for them. Declare war, and don't bother calling allies to help. This is not the time for them to betray their alliances with us with like plus 5,000, plus 5,000, not a legion, I wish 5,000 legions, relationship. Anyway, Belagar, that allows you to keep on moving. We could go to Orky territory, I guess. We also will still need to wipe these guys out. Cetra, you could help with that. You know what, let's move to Cetra's territory. I think we need to catch these rats or they'll be annoying otherwise. Plus you can heal in friendly territory. Oh! There's a little rat host here. Well, good for them. Let's start building, don't collect income, and then empower the guilds. Slothmire, kind of in the same position. Upgrade yourself, I guess, but again, I don't think that we're gonna be keeping the place, so that hardly matters. We will, however, need public order in case we do end up keeping it just as a fortress. Oh, I guess if that's the case, we can probably delete that. Oh, I wanted to give this to somebody, but it seems that you can't transfer Delta stuff to anybody? Yeah, see? No trade settlement available. What about Xandri? Try it again. Nope, no trade settlement. Yeah, well... I'm gonna grumble about it now. Channeling my inner dwarf. Anyway, Joseph of Zorn. Oh, and you know what? While we're here, let's just... We've already started doing this so out of order this particular turn that... Oh, wow, you... What? Why is this... You can't travel far at all. What the heck is wrong with you, dude? Alright, I guess you can then proceed to... Temple of Tutankut is an easy take, meaning you're going to move here. You are going to take the Obelisk of Assyrian, and then move to the Bronze Gate, I guess. Maybe even past it if we can use a follower lord. I think that's probably the way to do it, just to speed matters up. And take Kugath out. Alrighty, and then yeah, there's Strixture Shard, Settlement receives Plague immediately. We can upgrade you, I don't really care, and build you. And then we can summon a quick little free lord you, unyielding. Alright, and the Guardians of the Valley. Guardians of the Valley? I don't even know who you are. They're just hanging around there. Alright, so this place is now good. We now have to look at what's going on over here. So first of all, Story Azrael, I would like you to go to Potis. We are ignoring Alcazaro for now because we don't really care about Schmidt's Renegades. Oh, but I forgot about the 1,000 Maws there. Well, I guess we're trading Visaya anyway, so also doesn't really matter over much. Auto resolve and occupy. Man, the Clannish was doing pretty good out here. Good for them. All right, upgrade and defenses. Alright, Gyrocopter, Clannish, revealed, and what I wanted to do was trade Visaya for Laret.
But my time is short.
If you guys recall, like so. Do we need you to do anything? Can I be declare war on everybody? Maybe. Maybe not the Knights of Caledor. Just because, again, they'll probably just say no. Or they might not. Who knows? I'm not even gonna bother trying. Alright, do that. I guess the main issue that here will be is that they will be at war with the Admiral Aspiron, who might attack them, but he might not. Do it. Yeah. Lovely. Now everybody's at war with the same everybody that we're at war with. Beautiful. And then this can all go to Kuhan. In fact, I don't think we care about it right now, so Laret and Wezin, we can trade to you immediately. Laret, like so. Lovely. Wezin, like so. Returning to Bretonnian hands. Bretonnian lands and Bretonnian hands. And Castlongi and Gane go here. And Castlongi. While we're at it. Let's see, you're at war with Be'lakor. Screw, just declare war on everybody. You know what? Screw Knights of Caledor. They're gonna be dead in one turn, and in fact, they're gonna be dead this turn. There we go. And there we go, like so. We're not at war with Rakarth. Everything else I think is fine. Yeah, just go for it.
Most prudent.
Most prudent indeed. Actually, is it most prudent to declare war on like 50,000 factions at once? I don't know about that, but yeah, what I do want is this. Bruce and Castelbrian. Are either one of them yet worth 250? No. And Castelbrian, 250 short. Damn it, please. If you're wondering why, I want Castle Drakenfels. Yeah, it's not technically dwarven territory, but it's in the middle of the mountain range, and it kind of bothers me not to have it. So I demand it, basically. Anyway, you, Fairy Ironpick, you are finally getting ready to make that delivery of yours, and Finn Arcandreskelson, you're gonna follow this way as well. Oh, you know what? We can send Finn to grab Mount Zardel because Cult of Sotek decided that, no, yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay. Scaffold Fast and Brock Ironpick. Reclaimer Drakebeard. What do we have at Magritta, by the way? Well, some decent units. Mave have the remaining stuff there. Kazaran Grimbrow, you, I like you. And you have a decent balanced army. I'm going to have you besiege this. And we're not going to help you. We're going to give the enemy a chance to sally out and fight you. Because I think it'll be a good fight, and Kazaran's got a nice little balanced generalist army with lots of different options, so I'm gonna enjoy that. Anyway, Bernath Baruch, you're gonna head to Almeria. Drang them indeed, my friend. Drang them indeed. And what is this? Vilorel the Dark Marshal. Huh, now that's a question. That... An artillery shootout? You're going to besiege this. I love the idea. Artillery versus artillery. We're keeping it. Reclaimer Drakebeard, can you... No. Brock Ironpick, can you? Wait. Maybe. I think you can. And then you, Fairy Hergar, are going to go to Teroza, although maybe Velorel... Well, hopefully she'll help one of these two. I want at least a couple more guaranteed good battles against the Dark Elves before they're completely destroyed, you know? Got to take the good fights where we can. Occupy. Alright, Magnificent Armor, Borg, Beetlebrow, Talisman of Preservation. Good. Next up, we have Scaffold Fast. I would like you to either travel to the other side or maybe to sack Kavea. Go sack Kavea. And then keep sacking it every turn, basically. This army is so strong, I think it doesn't need to fight anymore. It's too obnoxious. Nothing can stand against it. We've tried. It's too insane. And then you can just stay here and heal up, and then you, Reclaimer, can keep moving this way. We got more things to reclaim, go figure. Alrighty, this place we don't want to capture. And hopefully one of our allies doesn't capture it. We want to get the rebels to come back and then take Havea and then recover... Do we have to do it at Magritta? I don't know. Well, I guess we're gonna find out. We'll see what rebels come of this. And then if it's what we want, then great, and if it isn't, well, then not so great. I want to just give up the Fool's Rocks to the Fools. I assume we can give this to you. Let's try. Spine port. Oh, I left some... Oops, I didn't mean to leave some corruption for you, but oh well. Fidenza, their settlements, no. I want to give you Spine Port, I want to give you Territorial and Isle of Grief, which we cannot. I guess we have to give you Agilas. Alright, fine. Agilas to you, then. Enjoy.
Agreed.
And after Agilas, I assume we can give you Spine Port and stuff. No? Wait, are you telling me we can't give this up at all? Spine Port, Territorial, Isle of Grief, we cannot. Well, that's just game. Why? Why are you like this? I know that they don't directly share borders, but there's a ford. If you can travel by land... Alright, you know what? Fine, we'll keep it. It's annoying, but we'll keep it. Will be a fortified territory near to the pirates' current. Call these our sort of Slayer pirate locations. Actually, let's give Caesarea Wood to these guys while we're at it. Caesarea Wood, join war against everybody. Maybe our allies will finally be able to do something without our... intervention. Go. Like so. Oh, they did declare war against the Knights of Kalador. Maybe I should have just had everybody do it then. Alright, beautiful. Alright, look at that. It's all nice. This bothers me, Queequel, that these guys took it, and instead of these guys or us, but, well, whatever. Well, we can't get it from them anymore because we have no borders with them, and oh, that reminds me. Toranrock. Okay, 1 second. So, what we want to do is this. Vespa. Okay, wait, can you reach Duraniel's Landing? Okay, I would like you, Stachel Gunrick, sent to hunt down Vespa. Valid Coral Seeker. Why are you here? I don't remember. Alright, you're gonna run, hopefully not far enough. Good. You, kill. Well, they are dead, so... I mean, I get that he's tucking his own man, but it's still funny. You can encamp to heal up a teensy bit more, and then get ready to move on into the water. Enemy killed in battle, enemy killed in battle, enemy killed in battle. Yes, Executioner's Axe ignored. Reclaimer Grimson, go here. And this should be the last territory belonging to Imric. Resolve. Occupy. And... Chest of Sustenance? Huh, wait, we can steal special elven items? Huh, I don't know that, that's kind of neat. I like the minus 50% attrition casualties, this might actually be of use to us. Dragon's Landing, Knights of Kalador destroyed, and there we go. The final War of Vengeance. Unlocks the landmark building in Gorgazan. Okay, interesting. There we go. Destroy the following factions. Be it written that the Council of Kings bore witness to this grudge declared by the Longbeard elders against the Elgi of Ulthuan. The War of Vengeance may have long ended, but tales of the atrocities committed against us during the conflict still pass from generation to generation, festering as wounds that can never heal. For many Dawi, the phoenix crown that sits within Karaz-a-Karak's vault was not recompense enough for Elgi insolence and Dawi losses, and Ulthuan should have been taken with it. It is not too late for a final reckoning. Indeed. And there we go. Alrighty. And it does specify Elgi of Ulthuan, doesn't it? And while dwarfs have a tendency not to sort of make any kind of, you know, distinction between the various elf types, that could be an excuse for keeping at least some of the wood elves around, like the Sisters of Twilight up in Norska and stuff. And really? Alright, you get your shot. You get your shot to try to fight Joseph of Zorn. Good luck. Better rats than you have tried. And better just beings generally than you have tried, I guess. Right. Gromby. Ooh, hello. Monolith of Merrock. What do we have? It's kind of meh. I'll think about it. You can proceed to the Vale then. Hargoth. Should be an easy take. You can proceed to Monolith of Merrock, and then we'll see whether it's auto-resolvable. It probably is. Is there anything? Yeah, no dice. We've seen what Gromby does to stacks of Norskins. It ain't pretty. Alrighty, Daughter of Valea, there we go, Rampagers standard, Shield Breaker, Faction Destroyed, Bear Sling, Ally Mission successful. Feels like it's been a while since we bothered to do one of those. Mostly because the stuff that I wanted to recruit, the most expensive stuff like Sky Junks and Steam Tanks aren't recruitable. Monolith of Meraki, go for the Watch Room here, at least start on it. This is all going to our, yeah. Oh, whatever. We'll probably have to trade some of that off. And oh, right, we were doing the trading of some of this stuff as well. We could give these guys Middenheim Road. They'll develop it faster than we will anyway, even if some stuff is not complete. So I think it's fine now that it's been de-chaosified, eh? So Eldagsen, Kuttenholz, Brokel. Or is it Bokel? Bokel up here? No, it's Brokel. Ah, I almost fooled myself. Not that we wouldn't be giving both of them to them anyway, but anyway. That was that. Eldagsen. Eldagsen. I don't know. And something K. Kuttenholz. Lovely. Right. Was there another? Was this part of the? I think this was part of this territory. Delbers. Was it? Does it matter? Yeah, it was. All right. Here we go. All right. Difficult days? What the heck are you talking about? We've wiped out everyone. We've wiped out everyone. The Empire is effectively restored. You know what? Maybe I'll just give some of these back during or between the episodes because there's a bunch more to do with that. Anyway, look at that little convoy of ships moving where they're supposed to be moving. And then lovely. Anyway, let's move whoever else needs to move. Rearguard Asgal. You were actually... I think you're good. Alright, you're gonna park yourself here. And in theory, you shouldn't need to move anymore. You're mostly here just to guard in case an enemy army comes down from the coastline. So, Coast Guard, Asgal. There we go. We have Wood Guard, we have Coast Guard, we have Morn Guard. Possibly... Oh, and we'll have some Jar Guards as well once they stop moving. Basically, anybody who's named Guard will no longer be moved. They're just gonna sit there. Thorek, I was going to stop advancing with you. But I imagine that the Western provinces can't do everything, so we'll keep taking territories with auto-resolves. I don't imagine that these guys will be able to recover, so it should just be a few more moves for Thorek at least. We do have a couple of armies that I want to send up here, so maybe they will be able to still get a few battles. Archaon's main stack will still recover, most likely, since we haven't seen him in a while. And his capital is all the way out here, so I do imagine maybe Gromby will meet him again. Frankly, I would love to get Gromby to duel Archaon. That would be fantastic. As in, not have him exploded by torpedoes. Just actually duel. Anyway, Makai... Oh, you can reach Karak Gulg. Good for you, sir. Oh, I could have had Reclaimer or whatever do this. Whatever. We can move him down to the Vale or to help out at the Vale. Makaisen, kill. Non-resolve. And occupy. Alrighty, there we go. Ankor, whatever it was, secured. Heralds of the Tempest, destroyed. Another one bites the dust, and we will High King's tribute here. Gotta give tribute to the High King for enabling all of this to happen. And this can be upgraded immediately to tier 5. Let's mine some gems here as well. And I guess we'll fortify this place because it is going to be the very edge of our Dwarfen Empire. Yes, good, everybody. Alright, and who still needs to move? I think you do, Mornguard Whitebeard. You will eventually become a Jar Guard since you're far from the mountains of Morn now. I don't know why this guy moved near you. He had... Oh! Oh, right, I forgot that the auto-resolves killed the Thunderers for some reason. I really don't understand why it does that. It's so bizarre. Like, why specifically the Thunderers? Not that it matters, they're just a auto-resolve... Really? Okay, you know what? Thunderer, come here. Come here. I just want to talk to you. Become an Iron Drake. How about now? Yeah, okay, so basically don't use Thunderers in auto-resolve armies. Pro tip, I guess. As weird as that is, I still have no concept of why that's happening, but whatever. Keep the watch room. Collect the income, and then go in to empower the guilds. Alrighty, Province Skullcliffs secured. Lovely, lovely. These guys are nearly done for. Do we have anybody else still that needs to move? Oh, you two still need to move. We could have you... Wait, King Azrael, are you not able to reach Steelfang's Hold? Are you able to reach it? No. Are you able to reach it?
Summon me if you dare.
No, you might not also... Okay, fine, here's what we'll do. Rearguard half hand, you're going to hit Fort Neck Snapper. King Azrael, you are going to move as close to Steelfang's hold as possible. You are 1 turn away. Watch a giant pile spawn next turn. Okay, encircle this. I'm just going to wipe these guys out. And then... Oh, we made it over the 3 million mark. Isn't it lovely? You do this. Right, okay, fine. Become Iron Drakes. There, you happy now? Now they won't die? Now they won't die. Oh, except this one, which will get heavily damaged, and this one, which will get heavily damaged, and then of course the cannons. Huh, that's interesting, and we saw that the cannons always get killed by the auto-resolve, and the Thunderers do. It's almost like the game specifically doesn't like gun units. Guns and cannons, you know? Weird. It's very weird. But I mean, those are kind of related units, you know what I mean? Which is why I find it kind of strange. Whoa! Oh, no. I wonder, hopefully he goes back to Steelfang's hold instead of, like, the undefended Veil of Bones. I guess we'll see. Anyway, the rest of you can just sit where you are and we'll keep an eye on this guy. I didn't think that there was another army down there, but apparently there was. Anyway, I think we're nearly done with this turn as well. Let's see what else we have here. There shouldn't be too many left to move. Dwinbar Ranulfson, I assume you can't reach Mortis Tarn? You can reach Mortis Tarn, which is poorly defended. And Reclaimer Baruch, I would like you to move down to Marble Massif then. So go... And go as far as you can. These guys are about to be very unhappy with us, but they really shouldn't be holding Dwarfen key settlements. Go to Marble Tarn, Mortis Tarn. Declare war. Don't call allies. Frankly, he's also fighting Imperials. Oh, did I? I did that the other way around. Oh, no. I fear that Reclaimer Bark won't be able to take this. Oh, it's actually heavily damaged by something. Oh, interesting. Well, hopefully you will then. And what do we got here? Yeah, you will. Whoever damaged this, probably the undead. Thank you, I guess. Occupy. Alright, well, we don't actually care about this territory, the Upper River Mortis. I do like that it's in the mountains, but what I don't like is that it's surrounded by warpstone and the rest of the territory is desert, so most likely we'll just give it to one of our friends there, Cetra or somebody, and we will still, however, build it up to be able to defend. Like so. Really, it's this territory that we want, Marble Massif, all the way to Doom Mountain. And maybe the Cliffs of Dawn, just because. Anyway, let's see who else needs to move. Yeah, see, we were essentially doing 2 turns in an episode now because so few, well, much fewer armies need to be moved now. The last, 5 or so episodes we've been only doing 1 turn per episode, and now that's changed. And I'm willing to bet that in the last, 2 episodes of the campaign, or few episodes of the campaign, we'll be able to go up to... Oh, you've actually reached the place. We'll be able to go up to 3. Or possibly 4. Once all the various guards stop moving. And then we won't have to check the list anymore, we'll just move whoever needs to move, the main armies. Because we effectively already know where they are. You, Ulfar Norgrimling, will take the Great Butchery. We'll butcher those Dowijar. Alright, and Lower River Ruinous secured. We can upgrade it before we transfer it to the ogres, because it amuses me to do so. And then you can go down here. Hopefully you can take Boulder Belly's hold, and then we'll move you guys to Spice Market. These guys have what? 5 settlements. One. Where's the 5th? Oh, wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I missing one? Huh, is there one out here somewhere? Magpie Town? Yeah, Magpie Town's down here. Right? Yeah, alright, fine. Well, that is the last of the Chaos Dwarfs, the Fallen Ones grudge. Nearly done as well, which will restore the underway in Uzkalag, Karak Doom, Karak Vrag, and Karak Azorn. So, through to the Mountains of Morn and all the way to the north, northern edges of the Empire at Karak Doom. Lovely to see. Alright. We've completed 2 legendary grudges this time around. We still got to get the Northern Grey Mountains. It's still part of the regular Retake the Realms, but Durthu is holding on to this. As weird as that is, because it's, Blood Keep is there, but, it is what it is. Durthu was really causing the biggest problem here for the Wood Elves, because otherwise I might have just ignored them and let them live among their little trees and, you know, hug them while they cry themselves to sleep, while the world becomes dwarfen. Anyway, Kazran Grimbrow, you are good. Alright, there's probably still a few things to do and or move. Skeggy Threxen. Are you a wood guard? I think you're a wood guard. Oh, no, you're not. You are going to split off into multiple armies and... yeah, alright, fine. Okay, you know what, I'll deal with him later. Alaric Ranulfson. You should probably take at least one of these locations. Looks like our ally... Wait, who is this? Oh, Western Province. I was like, what the heck, where are you going? Go for Cool Corral. You know what? Is this a bad idea? If we run into a full stack, maybe they'll kill you. You know what? Just in camp here. Just in case. Heal up a little bit. Wait for the others to move north. It's not like we're in a hurry. Anyway, folks, I'm going to call the episode here. There is at least a little bit of admin to do, and we know that as soon as we end the turn, we effectively have... I don't know, at least 3 major battles. I want to properly enjoy the fights against Rakarth and, well, not Rakarth himself, but against his faction, because once we break them here, I expect we will break the faction for good, and won't have to deal with them anymore. Next time, we'll put everybody into position around Athaloran, the Wood Guards at least, while we continue taking out the remnants of the other enemies that we have up here. And it's looking pretty good. Now we are well underway to completing all grudges, aren't we? You guys made it happen. Alrighty. And, oh, wait, I forgot about you. Joseph's... Oh, right, this will also... We're giving them a chance to fight us, so fine, fair enough. Another chance for them next episode, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below for the glorious grudgeon. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.